Greetings, my human friends. This is Rudolf of Germany, the tall white alien. Today I want to speak about two subjects which I have been speaking of in the past, but I have the feeling it hasn't been understood completely because people who are listening to me, thinking about my words, some of you agree and some other ones don't. But however, a few minutes later, when life comes back to its normal pace and circumstances, you falling back into the traps of delusion. And today I would like to give you some little hints, some food for thought, which you might ponder and meditate upon. The first one is the reality of mind only and the all-inclusive universal mind, which is one and you are a part of or it as such. One example. Let's say all is one. The whole universe is nothing but one mind. If the whole universe is nothing but one mind, and you are a part of it or it as such, then there is nothing outside of mind, and logically, nothing outside of yourself. Think about that for a moment. There is nothing outside of yourself. That would, in the last consequence, mean that whatever you experience from the very first moment of your life until the last, and beyond, whatever you experience every single moment of your life is nothing but yourself. You cannot experience anything outside of yourself because you are the one. You are a part of the universal one. And if you are part of one, you cannot be part of something else or an outside force. In practical terms, this means whenever you think, feel, whenever you have a sensation of thought, of experience, you only can see yourself. That means if you look outside your window, or you walk on the streets, or you walk in the forest, or you with your family or friends or co-workers or strangers in a football stadium or wherever you go, or you watch a movie and you're surrounded by people in a cinema, all you see is yourself. All other creatures, all other humans, animals and plants you experience during your whole lifetime are yourself. And then you may say, how is this possible? I have a father, a mother, a brother, I have a co-worker, I have friends, and they're all completely different from each other, have their own opinions, they are aging, they are sometimes ill, sometimes happy. These are independent entities, living entities from myself. I am dealing with on a daily basis. I have no influence on them. They cannot be a part of me. Sure they can. And they are. Because whatever you see is a construction of your own mind. This is the reason when you are dreaming and your magnetic energetic level is low, you experience what you call a dream world, also filled up with buildings, mountainsides, with different kinds of creatures and many people who are dealing accordingly also on to their own activities, and they're dealing also independently from you. Did it ever occur to you that in your dreams there are the most interesting creatures, interesting people appearing, coming and going, and you have absolutely no influence on their behavior? And the same holds true in the state which you call the wake state, which is nothing but a more intensively charged magnetic state, where these same creatures you are encountered during your sleep phase, the same creatures or other creatures dealing in the same pattern as during your sleep phase. The reality behind both the sleep phase and the wake phase is the same. It is just a matter of higher and lower energies which make the sleep phase appear as rather blurry and like a play of mind, while when this play of mind becomes more vivid, becomes more clear, then you speak about a wake phase. But in reality, all you experience during sleep and wake is of the same fabric. Mind only, your mind only. There, in last consequence, I must say, is nothing else than yourself dreaming all these scenes and people around you. This is the, maybe for some, horrifying truth of everlasting loneliness, because your mind at the same time is the universal mind, and there's nothing and nobody else in this whole universe than you self-thinking. And this thinking of yourself is nothing but magnetic energy which plays in front of you scenes of all kinds of different appearances, different outcomes, and different illusions. Think about it. You are walking an illusionary world which does not exist and deal all day long with illusionary people which also don't exist, and even when you look at yourself, you are an illusionary being which is made up only of energy which constantly changes and is playing some kind of a macabre movie out in front of you. So, are there in any place in the universe, or are there visitors on planet Earth which you call aliens? Are there, besides aliens, also races and creatures on Earth which can be taken as reality? Whoever is following my videos knows by now that there is nothing but mind itself, and the idea about UFOs, aliens, or humans, different races of humans, animals and plants, politics and Donald Trump, Obama and Hillary Clinton, Adolf Hitler, Caesar and Napoleon, all these thought trains of you are nothing but mind itself. And if mind itself is becoming strong enough in you that you are convinced that that's what you think is reality, then that's what you have right now will direct the outcome of your existence. This was the first part. Now shortly to another phenomena, which is for me completely strange that it never has been discussed by people in general, because obviously people are not able and have no fantasy enough to ever thought of it. Some people say there are demons, there are spirits, and there are ghosts. Some of them ghosts of deceased people, which in between sometimes, for some people or most people, once in a while appear. And then they say, I have seen a ghost. But a ghost I could look through. He was not as dense as a human. You cannot touch him, you cannot feel him. He's very light, you can see him for a moment. It's like a light play in front of you. You can even walk through him, or he walks through walls. Yes. But did it ever appear to you that these beings are from different dimensions of your own mind, of course, and these beings of different dimensions are not less dense than yourself? Because for these beings, which you call ghosts, you are also, if they detect you, only a ghost, and they also can walk through you. So, from the viewpoint of the so-called ghost, you are also only a very light being, and you are not dense at all, because the ghost can walk through you, just as you can walk through the ghost. And when you are walking through the walls of a ghostly house, you wouldn't even know you have been walking through a wall, because you are not dense enough to feel a resistance. See, this is only one little example. You think there are ghosts, they are very light, they can walk through whatever walls and whatever resistance, but you ever thought of that a ghost thinks the same of you, because he can walk through you, and he thinks you cannot give any resistance? Or he can see you walk through his house, which you cannot even detect? This was the second part of my educational video of today. Even if there's nothing but mind itself, and you are the only spectator who is able to play this illusionary game, there are, on many, many different dimensions of your own mind, also beings, in this case you call them demons, ghosts, or God, which are made up of the same fabric of your mind, and whatever you experience in this or in any other dimension is nothing but your own fantasy. And once you know that, and once you really understand it, you can become, and only in this circumstance become, the master of your own reality. Rudolf of Germany.